trends in AI in 2025. Well, I'm going to share my own educated guesses. I don't have any kind of top secret classified information or anything, but also this isn't my first rodeo. I did take a shot at predicting AI trends for 2024, and well, I think I did all right.
I see, right? That look like chicken scratch, nigga. GPU, alright. Smaller, mo nigga. Stop writing. I don't know what you're doing, but you're not writing clearly for people to read. I don't know what you guessed in 2023, and I'm not gonna watch the video. I'm gonna just assume that because IBM Tech is the channel you're talking under, you can't be that dumb. Uh, That's all I'm gonna say.
Although, a little confession about that video, I waited until March of 2024 to shoot it, so I already had like a quarter of the year to go on. But that's not the case this time. So let's get cracking with 8 important AI trends.
What the fuck, dude? What do you mean you waited till March of 2024 to make a video that was made in 20? This is how the tech world is sleazy. I just want you to know that. They come out with the truth after they get all the information they need to. That's some, I don't know,
In
man.
2025. Let's start with an obvious one. Number one,
You say anything that's already known, I'm leaving the video. I ain't even going. We gonna do that. Cause that's two red flags. I'm not waiting for the third one.
agentic AI. Every time we post a video about AI agents to this channel, viewership spikes, so there's clearly an appetite for understanding this tech. So, what are AI agents? Well, they're intelligent systems that can reason, they can plan, and they can take action. An AI agent can break down complex problems to create multi step plans, and it can interact with tools and databases.
You know what an AI agent is? An AI agent is an agent built on a large language model with constraint and like lowered down to specific tasks. So let's say you have chatgpt model, the O4 model, but you need an AI agent that writes really good titles, descriptions, and what else? Titles, description, and gets you tags. Title, description, and tags. That agent will have that one job. While you can utilize a large language model for other things, but that one agent you have can be like a YouTube worker, your YouTube agent. I don't know what he's about to say, but the way he's already navigating the big words, I'm just gonna throw it through the semantics. You feel me? And just give y'all what an agent is. You don't gotta wait till 2025.
To achieve goals. And I think most people are on board with the utility of a well performing AI agent. Trouble is, today's models, well, they struggle with consistent logical reasoning. They can usually execute simple plans, but when it comes to handling complex scenarios with multiple variables, they often lose track and they make decisions that don't quite add up. So we'll need better models in 2025. Speaking of which, trend number 2 is inference time compute. Now, during inference, an AI model goes to work on real time data.
Because I need to know what inference means, not from your mouth, because I already know what type of person you are. Definition of programming. Because I hate a nigga that feel like because he used good words and big words that he know it. You probably don't even know what it means. The ability to deduce either partially or type of expression. Okay, so seems like Google didn't give me the right one. Hey, AI. Uh, what is the definition? Like I was 5 years old. Cause I ain't gonna do that to myself. Okay, let me explain it like you're five. So imagine you have a toy box and without opening it, you try to guess what's inside. Shaking it, you're hearing the rattles inside, feels how heavy it is, looking at the size. That's basically what an inference is. It's when a program makes a smart guess about something without being directly told. For example, x equal 5 plus 3. Oh, so x would be 8. The computer infers, makes a smart guess that x should be a number because you're doing math with it. It doesn't need to say, hey, x is going to be a number. Wait, hold on. Let me. The computer infers, makes a smart guess that x should be a number because you're doing math with it. Okay, I get you. Or when you're texting on your phone, guessing what word you're trying to type next to inference, that's inference too. Your phone looks at what you've already typed and makes a smart guess. Mm, yeah, that makes sense. So inference time compute. So basically predictive programming. I think I heard a little bit about that, but that's more about machine learning side of things. And on the machine learning side of things, you just want to be able, so like that's like fine tuning a LLM and machine large language models and stuff like that, which may go into the next couple he was about to say, which is large language models and small models, which might be trends for next year. But if he's talking about inference time computing, that's like predictive ability and probably the ability to like predict what's going to happen next in regards to the situation or sandbox that it's in. So a medical field use case would be, hey, a patient comes in. What's going to happen next? Most likely the patient is going to need to sign a patient form. You know what I mean? And fill out his name and stuff like that. So that's probably what he's talking about, being better at guessing what's next, if I'm not
Comparing
mistaken.
the user's query with information processed during training and stored in its weights. Newer AI models are extending inference processing to essentially spend some time thinking before giving you an answer. And the amount of time it spends thinking is variable based on how much reasoning it needs to do. So a simple request that might take a second or two, or something larger and harder might take several minutes. And what makes
Hours. Hours. I don't know if you tuned into the Devon. Let me see where I'm at right now. 7:35. I'll make sure to include the Devon live right here. But Devon took about at least 5 minutes to compute things sometimes. And that's like not sensical. So if you're doing like a full scale application, they're recommending that 8 hours to come back and Devon to have whatever it has. Could be an error, could be something, but in 8 hours you'll find out. That's bonkers.
inference time compute models interesting is the inference reasoning is something that can be tuned and improved without having to train and tweak the underlying model. So there are now two places in the development of an LLM where reasoning can be improved: at training time with better quality training data, but now also at inference time with better chain of thought training, which could ultimately lead to smarter AI agents. All right, trend number 3 is very large models.
I told you it was going to be the next one. The next one is probably going to be very small models, right?
Very small models, models that are only a few billion parameters in size. And yet you don't hear
So I'm going to explain both of those because I know I skipped through very large models and very small models. Very large models might be a trend for the next 2025, just because large models have a tendency to tackle constraints and different types of things that we want to look at. It may not be as niche down as a small model, so a very large model might be used for cars. We just got to make sure it's fine-tuned enough so that the prompts that's being sent back and forth from user to server is not slowed down so we could incorporate it in some of our networks, 5Gs, and start getting into, I guess, edge computing, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless of what computing we're doing, just make the latency less, make technology be able to communicate with each other faster than ever. So large language models are going to be important because when we talk about connectivity and singularity, we're not there not because of the hardware, because of the network we're on. Like we have to be able to communicate instantaneously. Like if I say yes, you got to say yes just as fast as me. So that's why predicting time and these very small and large models are going to be important. Now, small models, on the other hand, those are going to be more niche based. Now, niche based in the sense it may be a small model being used for school. It may be a small model being used for pharmaceutical, medical field. It's these very niche business or very niche fields of work where we need like specific responses. We don't need the entire query that's trained, like i.e. a large language model. And I know for a large language model, you'll be like, why would you need all the queries and we're working in cars? Well, for Teslas, or for Tesla at least, it's more presented like a luxurious drive, not just a car. So you want to have a large language model on a Tesla because you want to train it to like be your homie, be your car pet, almost like be your friend. But to know what the fuck to do if my car is in a situation. So you might have a case where you have a large language model in a car that it could train itself or for a very small model just in case there's a car issue so it could like self-govern itself almost. That's the use case for large language models. Smaller models, you could have like a lamp post. You see how the lamp post always turns off at a specific time? Well, you could have a small model, just program it to be like, hey, look, person here, turn the light on, it's too dark. It's very simple. It doesn't have to be anything like grandiose, like I said with the large language model. It could be something very simple that you could immediately use it for. But obviously, for the small model, you don't need the entire data of electricity around the state you are in. You get what I mean? Or you don't need all of that data. You just need the data for I guess, the neighborhood you're in or the specific rates, if that makes sense. So that's why I skip through very large models and very small models, because for me, those trends are already prevalent in 2024. In 2025, it'll just be something that we have to improve on. And the only improvement I see is cloud compute. I said cloud computing, edge computing, which is just like improving the connectivity and the time between system to system or system to peer. So it's just like instantaneous. Let's see what
Or the
five
phrase,
is.
only need huge data centers loaded on your phone. And my device doesn't even have to break a sweat to run it. So expect to see more models of this size tuned to complete specific tasks without requiring large compute overhead. Now, do you know what the most common enterprise use cases were for AI in 2024? Well, according to a
Use case, I guess, for automation and speeding up tedious tasks on a day to day. That's just my
Harris
guess.
poll, it's improving customer experience, IT operations and automation, virtual
Ah!
assistants, and cybersecurity. Looking ahead to 2025, we will see more advanced use cases. So think customer service bots that can actually solve complex problems instead of just routing tickets, or think about AI systems that can proactively optimize.
Yo, my inference time compute is up there, my nigga. Like, yo, if I get an AI and I make it, boy, be scared, cause that nigga might know what you doing next. For real.
Entire IT networks, or think about security tools that can adapt to new threats in real time. Now, when I first used generative AI back in the day to help me build a beer recipe, the context window for that LLM was a mere 2,000 tokens. Today's models have context windows measured in the hundreds of thousands or even the millions of tokens. We are getting close to number 6, near infinite memory, where chatbots can keep everything they know about us in memory at all times. We'll soon be in the era of customer service chatbots that can recall every conversation it has ever had with us, which hopefully we'll consider a good thing. Okay, trend number 7, that is human in the loop augmentation. Now, perhaps you heard about the study where a chatbot outperformed physicians in clinical reasoning. So 50 doctors were asked to diagnose medical conditions from examining case reports. A chatbot presented with the same cases
Infinite memory. So what I'll say is Devin is a good use case example for that. I didn't listen to number six because I want you guys to listen to it. I pretty much get a good grasp of what 2025 should look like. But infinite memory, so Devin has this thing where if it fucks up, it'll remake another Devin and train that Devin to not do the fuck up it just did. Right? So that's infinite memory. So if you try to jailbreak Devin, it'll make sure that that jailbreak prompt doesn't come ever again because it'll just make itself stronger and stronger and stronger based off the model that was faulty. Now, the prime time did a great example in live when he had Devin King Grok it out. I'm not gonna give all the D's and source. You gotta go be there for it. Yes, go be there for it. But basically, when he tried to offer Devin some, some incentives that, natural AIs may have succumbed to, you know what I mean, based off of the prompts that he was sending. Devin made sure never to accept that. Like never ever. It was never a thing for Devin to like even flirt with the idea of breaking the code or rules. So
actually scored higher than the doctors.
oh, that's what I was gonna say. And the second thing he's saying right now when it comes to like doctors being outscored with AI, that's only because doctors and people who, how can I say this? All right, so if you don't play video games, I'm looking at you funny. Yeah, I know what y'all saying. Like, oh, video games is for nerds and stuff like that, or video games is for people who don't pay attention. Not exactly. You want to know why? If you're very good at a video game, and this is for my gamers, you have that one game that you just get on and you just own niggas, pwn niggas, and you're just very good at it. If you sit down for a good, let's say 3 to 4 hours right after a game of work, you'll know when you can't play that game. Like oh my mama, you'll know. Like let's say it's Warzone. Let's say you're shooting people and then you're just dropping your shots. Your hits aren't connected. Hit markers, movement is just a little slow. I guarantee you'll be like, man, I'm tired. I can't play this game. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. And that right there is why you are better than a lot of other people who don't play video games. That knowledge of you knowing when you're tired. So now if you're killing it in a video game, right? Like you're just shredding people left and right. That just makes you in the top 1% when it comes to you narrowing down and focusing on the task at hand. So now you put those people in a room with AI. I don't know if those numbers come out the same. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like a person who plays video games against AI of today, it's not gonna work out too well. That person is too like programmed to be the best. If they're not tired, good luck for AI. And I think, if you want to train a system off of that, then all right, cool. You'll be training them off of like the 1%, basically. You know what I mean? It's like LeBron James. LeBron James' video game is basketball. Very good at it. He could play with his eyes closed. He doesn't even need to play 82 games. He just knows how to master it. You know what I mean? So, in that sense, LeBron could probably pick up and go in any field he wants because he has that natural mastery for basketball. And that's just what sucks about it. It's like, how do you know that? Well, the winners win. That's just what it is. Like Michael Jordan, he wasn't bad at baseball. He was just bad compared to the Major League Baseball players. But he hit a home run and he had a career in the MLB, right? Like that's some 1% shit. There's not a lot of people who could multi-sport and shit like that. So I'm pretty sure if LeBron wanted to play another sport, maybe he'll be the best, maybe not he'll be the best. But the one thing that both those people have in common, Jordan walked away from baseball because he knew it wasn't going to be a longevity thing. He probably knew it was like, I was tired of basketball for now. That conscious thought is dangerous, right? Because that means he knows when he had to come back and be a cold-blooded killer. Golf, he already knew, this is something I like to do in my peaceful time. It may not be something I want to do competitively, but I'm good at golf. So he does golf. LeBron, on the other hand, LeBron is a baller. He always said, yeah, I could play football, but he was the best at football already. Like, do you know what it means to be the best at something? Nothing to prove. So LeBron probably doesn't need to play football because he doesn't have nothing. He probably doesn't need to play any other sport because he doesn't have nothing to prove. But when you think about it, Him and Jordan share that same thing. When they have nothing to prove, they don't do it anymore. Jordan came back to the NBA after all of that, and he has something to prove. After he won the three-peat, he had nothing to prove. Same with LeBron. Right now, we know the time of his retirement is coming because as fans of basketball, we've seen a certain level of greatness, right? Now, when you see a certain level of greatness, people who notice it start to see when it dwindles or when you start to get tired almost. Boy, LeBron James will be going up for a dunk and everybody will be hyped. And I'm the only one that would be like, dang, he didn't even get up like he used to. And I know a million other people would say the same thing because they're just monitoring LeBron on that scale. You get what I mean? And I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm just telling you, like, damn, greatness, you can monitor it. Like you can, if you know what greatness looks like, that's why it's important, then you can monitor it. So it's not like this is important. Human in the loop, said like whatever he said, augmentation. It's either you're good in this generation or you're not. Like this is why this is my favorite generation because you get to show your stuff, talk your shit. It may not be like lit for everyone, but talk your shit, own your craft, bro. That's all 2025 is going to show.
but to help them in this study. Now, the doctor plus chatbot group also scored lower than when the chatbot was asked to solve the cases alone. And that is a failing of AI and human augmentation. An expert paired with an effective AI system should be smarter together than either of those two entities operating by themselves. But look, prompting LLM chatbots can be hard. You got to tailor the right prompt. You got to ask for things in the right way. So we need better systems that allow professionals to augment AI tools into their workflow without those professionals needing to be experts in how to use AI. So
Nah, we need experts. And that's the sad reality. He said we need better systems so they don't know. We need motherfucking experts. Like, I'm gonna say this. If you go to a doctor's office, would you want the AI system to be an expert or would you want that motherfucking physician to be an expert? You answer that question and leave it in the comments. I want my motherfucking physician to be an expert, nigga. He could have some basic grade AI shit. I know he gonna make that shit an expert too. I don't want no expert AI, bitch. That means you could get bamboozled by him. What the fuck? Am I the only one seeing how scary what he's saying is? Like, no, nigga, we need experts in this field. Straight experts. No one else but experts. The best of the best. Like we talking about LeBron James's, Jordans, Kobe's, no Paul George. No James Hardens. We don't want none of them niggas. I only want LeBron James's, Kobe's, and Michael Jordan's. Maybe Shaq. You feel me? He's the best center. But then again, give me a Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. Like that's what I want. I want the best of the best touching my shit. The fuck I look like getting half best or 75% best. That don't even make sense.
So expect more to come in this area. Now, the final trend. In my 2024 trends video, I actually turned this one over to the audience, asking which AI trend do you think will be important in the year ahead?
Yes.
And I'm so glad I did. Hundreds of viewers shared their thoughts. Well, I know when I'm onto a good thing. So, trend number 8, that one is over to you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for passing the mic. So trend number 8. What do I feel like is gonna be a trend? I'm gonna say it now, y'all. Game development and video production. I feel like those trends are gonna be astronomically big. Game development in the sense simulations and the way we develop games are gonna get so much better. May not be immediate in 2025, but I feel like the trend, like we will enter 2020, we will exit 2025 with a big ass game that's made. That's just my assumption. Secondly, we will exit 2025 with I said game development, right? And damn it, I lost my train of thought, nerding out and shit. Oh, simulations and shit. So we're gonna make sure remember that simulations and how things are trained, that's gonna get exponentially better to make the best of the best of the video games. I covered a lot of topics on research papers and stuff on video games on how they making physics and incorporating physics. NVIDIA just had one of the best showcases on one of the experiences. So gaming for sure. Um yeah, I forgot the other one. If you guys remember, you guys put it in the comments or share your own. But gaming for sure. Oh, video production. I feel like video production because what VO2, that came on what 2 days ago, 3 days ago, dude. Amazing. Even Gemini, like Gemini has one of the best image generations out right now, and it's all free. So like certainly this game is getting crazy. I'm just trying to see how CGI and all of this video production stuff gets incorporated. I think 2025 may be the year that we see like lit shit. You feel me? Like lit shit. So that's my assumptions. Let me know what yours is down below.